All right, Denver, let's talk. There's a ton of real estate myths rolling around this mile-high city that is just driving me absolutely crazy. Let's go through the biggest myths, and you let me know which one you believed in. Myth number one, you have got to have 20% down to buy a home. This one gets more airtime than a weather update during a blizzard. You don't need 20% down to buy a home in Denver, Littleton, Arvada, Highlands Ranch, anywhere. In fact, there are a lot of programs out there all across the Front Range of Colorado and nationwide where you can get into homes for less than 3% down. That's 3%. Man, that's less money than I usually spend when I go to Costco for a gallon of milk. Now, a lot of people just kind of sit on the sidelines for years and years trying to hit this magic number. They're waiting for home prices to go down, interest rates to go down, and waiting until they have enough savings to hit that 20% mark. You just don't need it. You don't need 20% down, not even close. That brings us to myth number two. Not using a real estate agent will actually save you money. Now, hey, I get it. This one sounds really self-serving, and I'm gonna get burnt in the comments, I'm sure. I understand why people think this. It feels logical, but Denver's not a one-size-fits-all market. Littleton behaves differently than Lakewood. Lakewood is different than Highlands Ranch. Highlands Ranch does kind of whatever it really wants. Arvada, man, totally different personality than the rest. So you really want to make sure that you have a great agent that knows what problems to look for, different taxes, different problems, different everything from location to location. A good real estate agent pays for themselves. Seriously. And that goes for buyer's agents and seller's agents. For seller's agents, not every real estate agent really knows how to market well. In fact, most real estate agents who claim to market hire an actual media company like the one that I own to get their home out there. And so they're not always the one who does the marketing for you. However, they're the ones that work for you. And so a really good real estate agent pays for themselves. They're not really a cost, they're protection. Myth number three. Overpricing so that you can negotiate down. Now, I get the logic. I really do. Here's what actually happens in the Denver metro. If you price too high, you're going to sit. You're going to sit, you're going to get stale, and buyers are going to start to think, what's wrong with it? Even if there's nothing really wrong with your home, it's a bad thing. And if it's set on the market for too long, people are going to know that they can really just undercut you on your price, and it's going to be really hard to dig out of that hole. If your goal is silence, this strategy is undefeated to obtain that goal. The bottom line here is overpricing kills momentum before you even start. Let's get to myth number four. Myth number four. Oh, I'm going to wait till spring because spring is always the best time to list. Fun fact is that buyers don't hibernate. Spring gets all of the attention, and yes, it's busy, but fall and winter, honestly, sometimes even better. There's less competition, there's more visibility, especially if you're selling your home, and the buyers who are out there during the colder months, they're committed. They are motivated. They're moving because life is happening, not just because flowers bloomed. There's real things happening in the wintertime, and life just doesn't stop. I mean, yeah, we still have death. We still have divorce. We still have people having babies. We have people moving laterally into other homes. Life just doesn't stop. Colorado doesn't stop either. I mean, gosh, Coloradoans, we're tough. Blizzards don't bother us. I mean, gosh, we wear shorts all the way through January. And then in January, we put on our jeans only because our shorts are worn out and we can't find new shorts until spring. The bottom line here is really less competition can be your secret weapon. And sometimes listing in the fall or winter can be really great for you. That brings us to myth number five. Trendy decor adds value. I don't know why I put this on here but I feel like everybody should know it, but I don't think they do. We go into listing appointments all the time and people are very trendy. Trends are fun until everyone is kind of moving on in about 6 months. Think shiplap, think super bold walls, themed rooms. We have very taste-specific things in people's homes, and just because it looks great on Instagram doesn't really mean that buyers want it. It's just not vanilla enough. If your goal is getting top dollar, think clean, neutral, timeless. That almost always wins. Think inviting, not homes and gardens, TV, audition kind of stuff. So timeless beats trendy every time. Bottom line is, when you stop believing in these myths that the media is telling you, everything gets easier. Real estate really comes down to strategy, timing, and making choices that fit your life here in Denver. Not a bunch of rumors floating around Facebook. And hey, if this kind of simple local breakdown makes the whole Denver market feel a little less stressful, hit like or subscribe. It really helps us get that message out to people who really need to see it, who want straight answers without all of the drama. And if you know somebody who's stressing out over one of these myths, send this their way. You might even save them a whole lot of time and possibly a whole lot of money.